So what really is happiness? I think nowadays it's just this woo-woo thing that no one really believes in. But I believe that it's one of the most, if not the most important thing in anything that you want to do in life. So in this video, we're going to talk about what it is and how we can get closer to our true happiness. Let's get started. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to A New Expression. My name is Caleb, and in this channel, we help you become your greatest self. Now, today's topic, we're going to talk about a topic that's kind of vague, a topic that a lot of people have different definitions for, and a topic that I think should be addressed. I think a lot of people should become aware of what happiness truly is, and ways that we can get closer to it, ways that we can actually be happy, and an authentic happiness, not just some happiness that you feel off video games or happiness that you feel after a movie, right? That kind of happiness is kind of like, it's hard to explain, but that's more like pleasure, right? That's more a one-time kind of thing. You don't constantly feel it. Once the movie ends, you might feel the pleasure, and from enjoying it, you might feel pretty happy about yourself for, let's say, an hour or so, but afterwards, you're generally back to how you were feeling before. So, what separates that from true happiness is that true happiness, it's not just some one-hit wonder, right? It's not something that lasts for hours or for a day. When you're happy, you're constantly happy, and not to say that you're not going to feel these hard emotions and have hard times, but you're a generally happy person and you deal with situations in a happy manner. So what's the difference? And let's get into what happiness truly is. So happiness, from my definition, from my perspective, happiness is basically a feeling, right? We feel happy. Like, when you feel happy, you react differently, you interact with people differently, and you seem to have a better day whenever you're happy. So happiness is really emotions. It's the emotions that we feel throughout the day. Whatever instance or whenever things happen, it's generally how we feel about a circumstance. And it's generally how we feel about ourselves. It's how we feel about the world. It's how we feel about other people. So in a broad sense, happiness is your emotions. It's what you feel throughout the day. And what determines emotions, right? And this was something that was never taught to us. I know for me, at least, it was never taught to me by my parents. It was never taught to me by school, by society. It's never talked about in social media or television or anything. It's just a broad topic, and people think that happiness is just walking your dog or hanging out with people or having good times with friends, and those are great times. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from those experiences, but true happiness comes from within. It comes from us, right? When we see a baby, they're a great example of what happiness truly looks like. Because when they're born, they're not having all these beliefs. They don't care about, what does Billy Joe over there think about me? That girl's cute. Like, what does she think about me? Man, I should really get my my groove on. Like, they don't, babies, they don't think about that. They're basically, they're not egotistic. They're not carrying around any egos with them. And they're really just one with everything. You see how carefree they are. They're so curious about everything. They're so optimistic. They're so happy just all the time. And that's because they haven't adopted any beliefs. And happiness for humans is a state that we were always in, right? And that was the state that we started out with. We were always generally happy, and we can still tap into that. Happiness doesn't come out from outside of us. It's not when we achieve success. It's not when we make a lot of money. It's not when we get the bills paid. Happiness is always within us. It's in the present moment. And for us to find it, we have to tap into it. There's a lot of great things like meditation, yoga, which has you connect with your body. It has you connect with what's within. And, you can find the happiness within. It's not outside of you. And that's the first point that I wanted to make, was that happiness, you will never find happiness outside of you. If you think happiness is outside of you, you're just going to keep chasing and chasing, and you're just going to miss the bigger picture. You're going to miss the idea that happiness is within you, that you don't have to go out there, you don't have to strive for happiness, but that in any circumstance and whatever situation that you're in, happiness is there. You just need to find it. You need to be able to tap into it. And so back to what I was saying, happiness is emotions, right? It's the way that you feel. And what determines the way we feel? Well, that's our thoughts. That's our philosophy. That's our beliefs, right? The beliefs that we have about ourselves, the beliefs that we have about other people, the beliefs that we have about the world, the government, everything, right? Because the beliefs form thoughts. And for you guys that haven't, that aren't aware, that aren't mindful of the thoughts that you guys are having, just to, hit you guys with some numbers, it's said that we have around 10,000 thoughts throughout the span of a day. Right? So throughout the span of 24 hours, we have 10,000 thoughts. That's a crazy amount of thoughts that we're having on a day-to-day basis. And that really is something that we should be aware of, right? If all 8,000 thoughts are negative, don't you think you're going to be depressed? Right? If you have 8,000 negative thoughts that are just going through your head, and the thing is, most people aren't aware of their thoughts. Most people haven't actually sat down with their thoughts and actually meditated and actually realized that they had this thing going on, and it's just constantly going. I know for me, in my own experience, when I first started meditating, and it's hard, right? When you're first doing it, it's hard to just sit still, let alone try to notice all these thoughts that are going through your head. But as you consistently do it, as you do it more often, you realize that you have just this voice that is just going, your thoughts just going, and you're like, what the hell is this? Like, what the hell is running through my head without me even thinking? And that's what I like to call the unconscious. That's the unconscious belief system that's just running. It's just constantly running without your permission, without you even noticing it. It just keeps going. And that's really what runs everything in our life. That runs everything. Our unconscious patterns is about 95% of what we do. Around there. So 95% of what we do is unconscious. So think about that. If you want to change your life, you can't change your life if 95% of it is things that you're unconscious about, things that you're not aware of. How do you expect to change if you're not even aware of 95% of the things that you're doing? Right? So that plays a big part in you trying to change, or you trying to achieve a happiness, right? You have to become aware of that unconscious. And the way you do that is to become mindful. It's to look within. It's really to become aware that you have beliefs. It's to become aware that you have these negative beliefs, that you have these fears and these doubts and these things that you have about yourself. And it can be scary at first. It can be scary to look within and see all the things that you're carrying around. It's not a pleasant experience, but by doing that, you're exposing it. So it's about becoming aware of the unconscious, becoming aware of it. And it's going to hurt at first. It's going to be painful. You're going to be so blown off about the beliefs and the things that you were telling yourself. But by changing that, by becoming aware of it, you're changing it. That's where change happens, because you can't change things that you're not aware of. That's the first step, is that you want to become aware of these things. And that's truly what happiness is. Happiness is becoming aware of these things. Happiness is becoming aware of all the thoughts and all the beliefs that you just forced down and that you just pushed down and ignored. It's about bringing those up and bringing up all the hard emotions that you just put down in your unconscious and said, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to feel this. So I'm just going to store it back over there and hope it goes away, but it never goes away. It doesn't go away until we actually address it. It doesn't go away until we actually become aware of it and actually do something to change it. So that is, in a broad sense, that's what happiness is. Happiness is the emotions that you feel. And how do we feel emotions? Well, it's our thoughts and our beliefs. So to become more happy, we need to become aware of all the thoughts and the beliefs that we have about ourselves or about the world, and bring them up to our awareness, right? Because as of right now, it's unconscious to us. And I promise you, when you're able to do that, when you're able to become aware of these beliefs and become aware of these thoughts, and you start changing them, then everything's going to change in your life. Everything. I truly believe that. I think happiness is the foundation for everything that you want to do in life. Happiness is the foundation. I think everyone should start with happiness. So that was the video right there, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want more information and want more videos like this, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section below, and I will definitely address it and make more videos about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. And remember that change happens only with a new expression. I will see you guys back in the next video. Take care.